Greetings, Inquisitor. I'm glad you clicked this holocron. This is the week 44 update for the Darth Loquitur account. For any who aren't familiar with this series, I go over the entire account's progress for the week, all the character upgrades that I've made, everything that we've done in the account. And then at the end this week, we're going to talk about ships. I'm a long way away from 3 million galactic power and needing 4 fleets, but I feel like I need to get ahead of the game and plan out at least which 4 fleets that I'm going to build, so we'll talk a little bit about that. That said, let's get into it and see what happened with the account. Our target was to Relic Emperor Palpatine by week 45. It's only week 44. We're already going to be able to get him reliced. Thanks to the double drops over the weekend, we were able to get a lot of extra loot that we wouldn't have normally gotten. So with a few extra days worth of farming, that put us in good position to go ahead and get him to his gear 13. We are just going to leave him at gear 13 with 0 relic levels and park him there until we're ready to finish out the characters to get Palpatine. We're doing that just to manage the galactic power and help with the matchups in GAC. I do want him to be faster. You want health and potency on the Emperor. You want to be able to use his control abilities, but we do want him to be faster, so we're looking for speed here. We try to slice that mod. We don't hit, but that's okay. Still a pretty decent speed mod. Here we have a health mod that has 16 speed. We can put that on. The crosses, we really need potency, so we look around for a speed set with potency, like the one that we've got on him that's better. But I don't find any in inventory that are already better, and I don't really want to strip them off of other characters. So we move on to the triangle, and we do have a 20 speed triangle that we can assign to him, and it has health. So that's convenient. We'll go ahead and put that in there. And then we'll have to change out the arrow to the speed set to make sure that we can get 4 speed mods. Then we'll have speed and health. I do have this 6-dot speed mod that I had on another character, and I swapped it out for a different mod. So we're going to go ahead and put that on him. And we improve his speed from 223 to 262, so that's a pretty good jump. Takes a pretty big hit to a lot of other stats. We keep his potency in the 70s. 75% isn't too bad. So we're going to go ahead and confirm that and lock those mods in for Palpatine. Having him a little bit faster like this does allow us some options if we ever want to try to put the Vader team on defense. I understand Vader's not the best on defense, but you can put together a tricky little team with Emperor Palpatine and Vader on defense if it makes sense. Maul needs 1 item to go to gear 12. He'll be my next target. You can see I've got some stun guns and Mark 8s built up over the course of the last few weeks. But I'm going to go ahead and start locking in the gear pieces on him. I do want to try to advance some of my other characters, but I can't risk using up the gear pieces that he needs. So you see we used up all the Mark 8s, and now we don't have enough Mark 8s for that last piece that he needs. So we'll work on that piece over the course of the next few weeks and get him up to Relic. Thrawn is able to be leveled up 1 tier. He's got 6 green pluses here, but there's some kind of gear that's duplicated, usually stun cuffs or carbantes or something like that, that's used in 2 different elements. So we're going to go ahead and start applying the gear pieces until we find out what it is that's duplicated. The ones that have to be crafted, we're going to target first. We've got enough for another stun gun. We're going to craft that, lock it down. And then these binoculars, and then what's left is indeed a carbante. So we'll be able to get that carbante on Thrawn and get him leveled up. Sidious is another character that we need for the siege journey, so we're going to take a look at his gear. He needs Cinar hollow projectors, which at the time that this video was taken, we still had a little bit of time left in the double drop event. So I used the double drop event to farm a lot of these projectors from both regular energy and also from fleet energy. So we were able to get a bunch of those into the account right here at the end of the week before Grand Arena lock-in. We're looking for other targets. We got this Krennic down here that we do at some point need to gear up as well. He also needs the projectors and a carbante, so we're definitely going to use the carbantes and projectors on the other guys first. Royal Guard's only showing 2 green pluses, so we're going to leave him alone. Sidious, here we get the next Cinar Hollow Projector and get him to gear 10. And right at the end of the week, we are able to close this out and get him to gear 11. And here it is. We got that last Hollow Projector. We put it on. We get him to gear 11. So he's pretty close to gear 12 as well. You can see we need a whole lot of Mark 8 bios. We still need one for Maul, and then we'll need more for him. I decided I would put in a little bit of fleet gameplay to show you guys how my Negotiator fleet is performing. The interesting thing, I did this flip where I went from Geos into the Negotiator because I knew I wanted to build that Padme team. I needed the Anakin Relic anyway, so it seemed like a good fit. The problem is I'm not developing any of those characters right now, so what I have for my fleet is pretty much all I'm going to have for this Negotiator fleet for a while. So I'm still able to hold a good position, but it's fading fast. So we do Anakin's big skill first. We're going to target this Vulture droid in the back for our breach, just to make sure that we have multiple targets with debuffs on them. The Malevolence can remove debuffs, so we don't want to stack up too many on the same ship. One of them will get cleared here. The AI picks Sunfac and clears him off. We'll just take a basic on the Hyena Bomber, and we'll keep working on him. Then we'll bring in the Plo reinforcement, mostly to strip off the Buzz droids so that we don't have so many Buzz droids all over everyone. And then we're just going to keep working on the damage. Here he gets a taunt onto the Hound's Tooth. The spy puts 2 taunts out, 2 force taunts. So he gets the Hound's Tooth, but he also gets Plo, and he's able to blow him up. We get the big AoE from Anakin, and we're able to do some good damage there. Hyena Bomber still standing strong in the background, still have a Sunfac to deal with, so it's Malevolence is a tough fleet. We're just going to bring in more stuff here. We're going to target the guy with 4 buffs with Ahsoka, so she gets to strip more buffs. We'll hit Sunfac. We'll start working on him next. We got to hit the spy when we can, but we want to make sure the next time we hit the spy, we got to be pretty confident that we're going to kill it. Here we take the opportunity to just go ahead and use our ult, and now the next time the spy takes a turn, we should be fine. The spy should die from the bomb. That's it. That's the battle, and we win against the Malevolence. As you could see, if this was a GAC matchup, it definitely would not be a high banner win, but we still can pull it out against somebody who I think has developed a little better fleet at this point than I have. We're going to take troopers against troopers, and I just want to demonstrate to y'all why it is that it's so important to keep your troopers fast. Here you see that I get to go first, and his troopers are close on their turn meter, but not close enough. So we're going to be able to use Moff Gideon here to drain all their turn meter, and from here on out, they don't have an opportunity. They'll be able to get some counterattacks in at some point, I think, but other than a couple counterattacks, there's really not much hope, and we just walk through the whole team and take them down. So if you're going to build troopers, just be aware, having enough speed to be faster than your opponent is absolutely critical with the troopers. Whoever goes first wins in the mirror match and in a lot of other matchups as well. I also picked a Revan Fight just to kind of show you guys how the troopers can work against Revan and climb against these Revan teams that you'll find. So you mark your damage dealer for optimal damage. You can shred the armor on Anakin. There you see we hit him hard enough to kill him, but with Savior present, it just popped the Savior. So we just did a bunch of damage, then did the area effects. Now we're going to put it on Jolie Bindo. We can't drain his turn meter, but getting the mass assist on him, and then it's over. So you can pick on these Jedi Knight Revan teams pretty easily and take them out. All right, so let's talk about the statistics. Week 44, Galactic Power 1.71. We went up less than 10K this week. We did get the Gear 13 on Palpatine and some other gear tiers, but really didn't increase our galactic power by very much. That takes us to 12 Relic characters, or let's say 12 Gear 13 characters at least. 21 Zetas still. Squad Arena, we got troopers in the top 100. Actually, I got to play a little bit, and a couple times I was very close to getting top 50. So I think if I took the time to Relic Gideon, I could probably be top 50 with this team. So it's definitely able to do more work in the arena for much longer than I thought. I figured by now too many people would have really good Revan teams and just push all of that out. But yeah, these troopers can score pretty well still. In the fleet, we've got Negotiator, get top 5. I usually get number 1 every day, but some days I don't get enough time. And that matchup against that Malevolence fleet that you saw there is it's not 100%, so usually takes me a couple tries to win it. But I can get top 1, and we'll see if that holds. I may have to take a detour and either build another ship or spend some more resources on Ahsoka Tano to get that other third ship in my starting lineup to be better. We've got new target. We're going to target Darth Maul for week 47. So that's a 3-week cycle again from 44 to 47. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get it in 2 weeks again. I didn't want to be so aggressive this time, and I was thinking about maybe making it 46 because we've gotten a couple relics ahead of time here. But let's schedule it for 3 weeks and see if we can get ahead. In terms of regular energy, Krennic is almost done. I think we only need a few shards for him, so I'll finish those out. We'll work on Mon Mothma, the Armorer, BTLB, Y-Wing. And then the Bomber is 6 stars, but we're going to go ahead and start working on finishing that out to 7 stars, complete that ship. We're going to work a lot on the Mark IV back to gels. We need that for the Darth Maul finish, as well as a couple other characters. So that'll be the main focus for this week's regular energy. In fleet, we're working on the Revan characters, so Bindo, Zalbar, Karth, and we are getting the Mark III hollow projectors out of there. We got a lot of those to build. Remember, we have to feed those to the scavenger for relic materials as well. So in addition to just needing them to get gear tiers on my character, I also have to get enough to feed the scavenger. In the Cantina, we work on signal data and Sith Empire Trooper. Mods, we're farming speed. Refreshes, we're still doing 3 mod, 3 energy, 3 fleet. And then Cantina, we do Cantina refreshes on any energy day and Cantina energy day. Squad Arena Store, Prestige once per day. And then right now, I'm just kind of banking the rest. And we'll see what character I want to build out of there, or potentially just feed the shard shop with it. I don't need any characters out of there right now. In the fleet store, we're still trying to pick up Grievous, any 501st stuff that we see, Zeta materials if we get enough, and then everything else goes into the shard shop to keep feeding that shard shop economy. The 4 fleet plan. So I was trying to figure out what would be a good minimum GP setup for all 4 fleets using what I've already unlocked. So with the Negotiator, we have the BTLB, the Anakin, Ahsoka, and Sergeant already built. I really think that I want to build Rex's ship more than I want to build the 5's ship for this fleet. And maybe that's a mistake, but yeah, I think Rex, Anakin, BTLB, and then reinforce with Ahsoka and Sergeant would be better. Because those are the ships that I already have built. And again, it's a choice between 5's and Rex building their ships, and I think maybe Rex. Maybe we'll go with 5's. I don't know. We'll have to see. Home 1 can take the Geos, so we could take Spy, Sunfac, Soldier, and Slave 1. Usually the opponent will have 1 good fleet on defense and 1 poor fleet on defense at 3 million galactic power. So a simple fleet like this with just Spy, Sunfac, Soldier, 1 or 2 reinforcements can get the job done on offense, so that's probably how we would use it. Malevolence, we would probably put that on defense with the Hyena Bomber, Vulture Droid. We'll put our Houndstooth down there with that. And we've got a TIE Silencer already built, so we would probably use that as a reinforcement. Maybe another reinforcement in there too, not sure. We'll have to see how that goes, but I don't want to build a whole bunch more ships that I don't already have. Executrix, we do have that bomber. We've got Vader, so it wouldn't be too hard to build the TIE Advanced. We already put some effort in the TIE because we used it as one of the ships to get the unlocks for the event done. And the TIE Fighter is one of the fastest ships in the game to get that initial target lock out there, which allows you to get the taunt on the bomber before they can attack your TIE Advanced if you put it in the starting 3. So this may be a defensive fleet that I think people would underestimate. Maybe we'll build a Gauntlet Starfighter for that eventually and really make a good team out of it with the bomber, the TIE, the Gauntlet, and then the shuttle and the TIE Advanced as reinforcements. I do have Plo ship and Cassian ship, and I figure I'll just save those to use on offense and use them wherever it makes sense. So if I fight a Malevolence, I'll bring in the Plo there. If I fight a Negotiator or something like that, then the Cassian's U-Wing is nice to get to Anakin by stripping off all the buffs and taking him out. So that's a little bit the plan. Now, why do I plan this so far ahead? Because ships take so long to farm that if I'm not paying attention to this stuff way ahead of time, you know, if I do this in this way, I've got the Vulture droid, the Hyena bomber, the shuttle, and the TIE Advanced. I have to farm all of those ships up. I have to work on getting Rex's ship built, which takes a long time out of the fleet store. So yeah, this is something that you have to pay attention to way ahead of time. I'll do what I do a lot of times. I'll collect the shards, but I won't actually unlock the ships. And then when we're real close to 3 million galactic power, we'll just bring all those ships online and go from 2 to 4 fleets all in one go. That's probably how I'll do it. So that's it. That's the planning for the week going forward. A little bit of discussion about the account, a little bit of gameplay. Hope you enjoyed this update. Remember, hit the like saber. That helps me, helps the channel. I appreciate it very much. Join the Discord. We have a great community over there. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell so you know about more videos like this in the future. I appreciate you all. Have fun gaming, and I'll see you in the next Holocron.